What do you prefer? The ease and convenience of a ballpoint pen, or the style and individuality of a fountain pen? It is a big question for some and a pointless question for others, but still a question nonetheless. So I published a pen video back in October 2024, and that was about black and blue ink, which went viral on my YouTube channel and got around 110,000 views along with 1,100 comments. This firmly convinced me that people do still care about pens. So please send me feedback on what you think, pop your comments below and we'll have a conversation about this. The history of a modern ink-filled pen is short compared to that of a tool, any sort of tool to write with. The first known writing tools came from the first millennium, with the Chinese using brushes and the Egyptians fashioning thick reeds as pen-like implements. We are unsure of the history of the use of quills, as first it mentions of them back in the 7th century, but the use of bird feathers as pens could easily be a lot earlier. Quills are still being used in Europe up to midway through the 19th century, when steel pen nibs were becoming more popular as an alternative. Having to dip a pen nib into ink was still quite an inconvenience, so by 1884 an American inventor, L.E. Waterman, developed the first practical version of the fountain pen. This was followed a few years later on October the 30th, 1888, when the first original ballpoint pen patent was granted to John J. Loud, an American attorney and inventor from Weymouth, Massachusetts. Though it wouldn't be until the 1930s when a Hungarian living in Argentina called Laszlo Biro developed the first ballpoint pen that was reliable and satisfying to use. We commonly know this pen in the UK as the Biro. Now generally, even though most people either type or even use speech to create type, the two main pen types that people still use today are ballpoint pen and fountain pen. The most used pen in the world is the ballpoint pen, with so many styles and qualities available. So firstly, it is durable and long lasting. Ballpoint pens have an oil-based ink to give them longer lifespan. The ink tends to be quite a dense, paste-like consistency, meaning it doesn't run dry, making it a long-lasting pen. Construction is often simple and basic, allowing it to withstand everyday bashes, falls and pressures. It's cost-effective and available. Ballpoint pens offer great value as they can be mass-produced to a simple design. The pen is always available wherever you go and tends to be the most branded type of pen for companies and organisations. The ballpoint pen comes in a massive selection of options, from cheap mass-produced plastic pens to more stylish and premium models. Ballpoint pens don't tend to smudge, as the ink that they use is quick drying, so much that almost as quickly as the ink touches the paper, it is dry. When travelling, you can put a ballpoint pen in your bag or pocket, and there is very little risk of this leaking. This being said, they are also safe for air travel. The first ballpoints were designed to write on different sorts of materials, and they still can. A ballpoint pen can be used on most surfaces, from all paper types, cardboard and some plastics and materials. There are far too many companies or styles of ballpoint pen to even start listing or mentioning. There seems to be an open acceptance that anyone would be happy to write with a ballpoint pen. A more thought-provoking pen in that people wonder why we still use them. When using a fountain pen, it brings an individuality to your writing style, which can be instantly more distinct. The fountain pen has often been the favourite type of pen to sign signatures due to the shape and style of writing, along with different thicknesses due to different sized nibs and the pressure you use on them. Your ink selection is vast with the change of shade as you write, and being able to find your ideal colour, this is truly unique. Many find the use of a fountain pen therapeutic for its smooth flow across the paper, providing a calm sense of focus when writing. It feels like escapism from the constant notifications of the digital world and the grabbing of random cheap pens. Good for the environment? Fountain pens are mainly refillable. There's been a growth over the years with refillable ballpoint pens, but there is still waste. The fountain pen in the main is still either filled with a cartridge or directly from a bottle of ink, meaning the only waste would be an ink bottle or an empty cartridge, which in most locations can be recycled. Reduced hand fatigue? Well, with good inflow comes amazingly comfortable writing. There is no ball to move along the paper, and rather than paste-like ink of the ballpoint, you have silky flowing ink. You also find some fountain pens are crafted to urge you to use the correct writing position. Fountain pens tend to be collectible. Using fountain pens will spark creative feelings to want to know more and try more pens and inks. I have disappeared down the rabbit hole trying to find my ideal fountain pen and ink colour. After buying my first, I now have 8 different fountain pens which I use and ink regularly. So which is better? There is no right or wrong answer to this, and you tend to use different types of pens for different situations. I was very in between before the video last year, and I loved using rollerball pens rather than just your normal ballpoint pens. My favourite being the Uniball I with a micro or fine nib. This pen really is a ballpoint pen, but has the characteristics that you have in a fountain pen. As a designer, this has been my pen of choice for a good 10 years. I tend to love using my fountain pens now when writing in cards and also when writing my journal. Alternatively, if I need a quick list to go shopping with or need to write something down very quickly, I may still just grab a ballpoint pen off the side. It is all about how you see a pen and if it has importance to you in your day-to-day activities. So what's your thoughts on the ballpoint pen or the fountain pen, or even a rollerball pen, which I mentioned at the end? Please pop those thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, drop a subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Or the style and individual... Try again. It is a big question, and for some, to others, but still... Keep rolling, keep rolling. The inks... Let's try that again. Available... no, that's not right. There are far many... The fountain pen has many positives. More... Nah, can't talk. Ooh. That's it, isn't it? Okay.